Hey guys, Bryan here from Liquid Concepts. So today we're going to kind of show you guys a little bit about how to do things by yourself. And so what I mean by that is that what we're going to be showing you is how to lay film on the water whenever you have a long piece and you're by yourself. So this is kind of a neat little trick that I had gotten from another company that we sell a lot of supplies to and everything, and they were showing it to us. I thought it was really cool, so we figured we'd go ahead and do a video on it. And so what it is, it's actually very simple. It's very easy to do. You just have to kind of plan it out ahead of time. So kind of what we've got right here is we've got a gun stock. So this is in the realm of you could probably pick it up by yourself, but you have anything more than a gun stock, like for instance, you're doing a whole splitter off of, say, a car or a rear diffuser or anything like that, those can get 5 and 6 foot long or more. And so if you're wanting to do it all in one shot, it's very hard, almost impossible, to lay the film down in the water without getting a bunch of air bubbles or something like that. So of course it makes it very difficult, and then you have to have 2 people. So what we're going to be doing here is showing you how to actually lay that down in the water with just one person. And so we're going to put this off to the side here. And so the one thing that you're going to need is you're going to need a tube. Now this can be a cardboard tube, this can be a metal tube, it could be anything that's round pretty much. You can even use a broomstick that you've got laying around, anything like that that's round. That's pretty much what you're going to need. In this case, we have a bunch of cardboard tubes that we roll the film on and things like that. So of course that will work just as well. The other thing that you want to make sure of is that it is as wide or wider than your tank. So if you've got like a 24-inch tank, no big deal. But if you do have one of the bigger tanks, then you are going to have to find something that is wide enough for the tank. So let's go ahead, lay this out, and get this ready to go. So the first thing is we'll lay this out here, and we need to figure out how much material that we're going to need. So in this case, we'll just use this gun stock for reference. Let's just say that we were going to be dipping this whole entire thing, or let's even just make it a little bit longer, and let's say that we were doing something even longer than that, and we needed something, let's just say this big, which is going to be a little bit more cumbersome to put in the water by yourself. So I'm going to go ahead, cut that off right there, and we'll set that like that. Now the one thing to remember is that you always need to test it and make sure which way it goes down in the water. So in this case, we'll just pull this off to the side here, just get our finger wet like that. We're going to test it and double check and make sure which way goes down in the water. Now in this case, it's actually this top side. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and flip it over so that way everything is laid down. Whenever it's laid down, it goes exactly like it needs to on top of the water. And so in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to take and put this down right here, roll everything up on the tube. Stupid fly. We're going to take everything, lay it on the tube, and then pretty much use our dividers or the sides of the tank, depending on how wide it is, to go ahead and lay everything out. So we're going to start right here, and we're going to roll this up just like this. And actually so we're going to make sure that we get that off. And then now that we have this right here, now we're ready to lay this down in the water. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to come over here, and now we're going to set everything up. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to set that like that. And so of course the film is going to be a little bit smaller. We can go ahead and set it about like that. Looking at the film itself, this is more than enough, but even if we wanted to go a little bit extra just to make sure, we can do that. It's not a big deal because we can always pull that in later. And so now that we have that, now all we need to do is we're going to take this and set this down right here on this ledge here, and on our center divider. Now, of course, my tank is of course too big to actually set this down on. I would actually need a longer tube, but I do have the center divider that I can still use, so we're gonna go ahead and use that. So I'm gonna take this and set this down just like this to where it's gonna go right down on the water, and then what we're gonna do here is just let that lay down like that, and then literally just pretty much let the film and let the tube work for itself. Now, one thing to remember is if you do use that center section, see how it got wet and it's dripping? You do not want to drip it right over your actual film, because of course it's not gonna stick. So now that we've got that in there, we can go ahead, we can kick our timer on, we can pull the dividers in, get everything all nice and tight with it the way that we need it. And as you can see, I had virtually no bubbles in this, and it was very effortless and very painless. So now once the timer goes off, we can spray our activator and we're ready to go. So if you have any type of even larger film, I know this was only a 50 centimeter wide, but you can imagine how much easier it would be if you're by yourself using a 1 meter wide film, because then you're going to be way out there. So literally you could just take that, run it across like that. Once you start it that first time, you pretty much just let it roll all the way down. Very easy, very simple, and it's very easy to do. So if you do have your if you do have a shop and you are by yourself, or you're the only one there working late at night, anything like that, this is a very simple, very easy, very quick way to lay the film down on the water, have it activated, and then pretty much you can take your part, dip it, and you're going to get really good results, because you're not going to sit there and try to fight it, get all your air bubbles out. You're in a mess. It's not fun. Trust me, I've been there, I've done that. Once we saw this little technique and trick, we thought it was really great trick, so we went ahead and we wanted to show you guys and do a video on it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I know we always do. If you have any questions or comments, definitely leave them below. We'd love to hear from you. Also, if you got any other tricks on laying film down in the water or anything like that, definitely let us know. We'd love to hear from you. So if you haven't already, definitely hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you subscribe to our weekly tips and tricks. And if you like the video, give us a big thumbs up. We'd always appreciate that. I'm Bryan from Liquid Concepts, and we're making hydrographics great again. We'll see you guys next time.